Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to the warriors who fight battles no one else sees. The battles that don't make a sound, but feel like earthquakes inside your chest. The battles of overthinking. How many times have you stayed awake at night replaying conversations that already happened? How many times have you imagined outcomes that never came to pass? You're not alone. Overthinking is a silent battle, and it has stolen dreams, delayed decisions, and destroyed confidence. But here's the truth: you are stronger than the thoughts that try to break you. Mental strength is not about shutting your mind down. It's about standing tall in the storm of thoughts and refusing to let them control you. It's about saying, yes, I hear the doubts, I hear the fears, but I will not bow down to them. Overthinking is like quicksand. The more you wrestle with it, the deeper you sink. But strength comes when you learn how to pause, breathe, and step out of the trap. The world we live in today is filled with noise, distractions, and endless choices. And if you don't take charge of your mind will take charge of you. Mental strength begins with clarity. Ask yourself, what can I control in this moment? And what is beyond my reach? Too often we spend 90% of our energy worrying about the 10% we cannot change. That's why we're exhausted. That's why we feel stuck. But when you redirect your focus to what's in your hands, life shifts, the fog begins to clear, and your next step becomes visible. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop analyzing every detail until the moment to act has passed. Mental strength is built through action, small, consistent steps that tell your brain, I am moving forward, because motion creates momentum, and momentum crushes overthinking. The real warriors of this age are not those who fight with swords or weapons, but those who conquer their own minds. You must build resilience, train your focus, and learn to silence the noise that says you're not enough. You've got to replace doubt with faith, replace fear with courage, and replace hesitation with decisive action. So when the voices in your head get loud, remind yourself, I am more than my thoughts. I am the driver, not the passenger. I will not let overthinking paralyze my future. I will turn this silent battle into a story of victory. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, mental strength is not about never falling. It's about rising every time your thoughts try to pull you down. And when you master the battlefield of the mind, you become unstoppable. Overthinking is one of the most dangerous thieves of destiny. It doesn't come in with noise or force. It slips in silently, softly, and begins to eat away at your confidence, your energy, your courage. It convinces you that you're preparing, that you're being careful, that you're being wise. But in reality, it's keeping you in a prison of hesitation. How many dreams have been buried because someone was waiting to think it through just one more time? How many opportunities have slipped away because someone was too busy analyzing all the reasons it might fail, instead of stepping forward with the faith that it could succeed? Overthinking is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. You can spend hours, even years, rocking back and forth in the same place, wearing yourself out, convincing yourself that all the worry is progress. But in truth, it leaves you exhausted and stuck in the same spot. It drains your mental energy. It robs you of peace, and it paralyzes your ability to act. Life doesn't reward the person who thinks the most. It rewards the person who dares the most, who moves forward in spite of the doubts. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. When you let overthinking run wild, it exaggerates problems, magnifies fears, and turns small challenges into impossible mountains. It whispers lies that tell you, you're not ready, you're not capable, you're going to fail. But the truth is, you will never feel ready. No one feels fully prepared when stepping into the unknown. The courage to act isn't found in waiting for the fear to leave. It's found in moving forward even while the fear screams in your ear. Think about this. Every great achievement in history began with someone who had doubts, someone who felt unqualified, someone who faced uncertainty. But instead of overthinking, they stepped out. They decided that imperfect action was more powerful than perfect hesitation. They chose to walk even when the road wasn't fully lit. And as they moved, clarity came. Progress silenced fear. Confidence replaced doubt. You've got to understand, the enemy is not failure. The enemy is inaction. Failure teaches. Failure grows you. Failure sharpens you. But overthinking keeps you from ever taking the shot in the first place. And you cannot win a game you never played. The biggest risk is not failing, it's never trying. So you must make a decision. Will you let overthinking drain you, steal your joy, and paralyze your potential? Or will you rise up and say, enough is enough. I will act, I will move, I will step out. Because once you silence the thief of overthinking with bold, consistent action, you will reclaim your energy, your peace, and your destiny. You are not meant to live stuck in hesitation. You are meant to live in motion, in growth, in progress. The power to win the battle lies in your choice to stop letting your thoughts control you and to start taking control of your thoughts. Mental strength is not built in the easy days. It's forged in the storms of life. Every setback, every disappointment, every sleepless night wrestling with your thoughts is a training ground for your mind. You cannot develop unshakable strength when everything is comfortable. You develop it when everything inside you wants to quit, but you make the decision to keep going. You see, mental strength isn't about never feeling tired, afraid, or doubtful. It's about what you choose to do in the face of those feelings. It's about the discipline to act on your commitments instead of your emotions. Life is full of voices. Some come from outside and many come from within. Those inner voices tell you you're not enough, you're too late, you don't have what it takes. And if you're not careful, you will start to believe them. But the truth is, you've already survived more than you give yourself credit for. Every battle you've faced, every obstacle you've overcome, every heartbreak that didn't destroy you has been shaping you into someone stronger than you were yesterday. You are evidence that resilience is real. You are proof that strength grows in the soil of struggle. Building mental strength requires daily choices. It's not built in one big leap. It's built in the small decisions, choosing to get back up when you fall, choosing to forgive instead of holding bitterness, choosing to speak life instead of negativity, choosing to take action instead of drowning in overthinking. Every choice either strengthens your mental muscles or weakens them. Just like the body grows stronger with consistent training, the mind grows stronger every time you decide to push through when it would be easier to give up. There will be days when you feel like you've hit a wall, days when the weight of life feels unbearable. That's when mental strength whispers, this is not the end. This is the test before the testimony. Strength doesn't mean you never bend. It means you don't break. It means you refuse to let circumstances define you. It means you keep faith alive even when the evidence seems against you. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions to build mental strength. You don't need more resources, more approval, or more guarantees. What you need is a decision to stop letting fear dictate your life, a decision to stop living in the prison of what if and start living in the power of what now. Mental strength is a choice, and once you choose it daily, you will find that nothing, no setback, no rejection, no delay can stop you from moving forward. Remember, the storms don't come to destroy you. They come to strengthen you, to shape you, to prepare you for the greater future that's waiting. And when you develop that kind of strength, you won't just survive the storm. You'll walk through with your head held high, knowing you're stronger than anything you face. Overthinking is the silent thief of dreams. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It drains you little by little until your fire burns low and your spirit grows tired. How many opportunities have slipped through your hands? Not because you weren't capable, not because you weren't worthy, but because you thought yourself out of them. You told yourself, what if I fail? What if they reject me? What if I'm not ready? And while you were stuck in the land of what if, someone else stepped into the land of why not and took the very chance that could have been yours. The truth is, overthinking is nothing more than fear in disguise. It wraps itself in logic, it whispers convincing reasons, it dresses itself up as wisdom, but underneath it all, it's fear holding you hostage. You start replaying the past, questioning the present, and doubting the future. And the more you think, the less you move. The less you move, the more you sink. Overthinking doesn't protect you from pain, it robs you of progress. Mental strength in the age of overthinking requires you to take control of the narrative in your mind. It requires you to stop letting your brain talk you out of what your heart knows is right. Yes, your mind will give you 1,000 reasons to stay still, but your destiny is unlocked when you take just one step forward. Progress is not about figuring everything out. It's about doing the next right thing. It's about silencing the what if long enough to say, I will. Think about it. The bridge between where you are and where you want to be is not made of certainty. It's made of courage. Overthinking tries to convince you that you must know the outcome before you begin, but life doesn't work like that. You cannot steer a parked car. You must move first. Mental strength is learning to move even when the path isn't perfectly clear, trusting that each step will reveal the next one. When you break free from overthinking, you take your power back. You stop being paralyzed by possibilities and start being energized by action. Every time you silence that inner critic and choose to act, you train your mind to trust you. You build a new pattern, a new habit moving forward despite the noise. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You see, Greatness doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect plan. It comes to those who act on an imperfect plan and adjust along the way. The enemy of progress is not failure. It's hesitation, and the longer you hesitate, the more your dreams slip away. So if you want to win the battle of overthinking, you must declare war on hesitation. Decide that from this moment forward, you will be a person of action, not just intention. Because at the end of the day, life rewards movement. Life rewards courage. Life rewards those who choose faith over fear. And when you do that, you won't just think about the life you want, you'll live it. When life presses in and your mind feels like a storm, mental strength is built not in the absence of chaos, but in how you choose to respond to it. The age of overthinking has convinced many of us that peace is found when everything around us is calm. But peace is not the absence of storms, it's the ability to stay steady in the middle of one. You don't have to control everything to be strong. You just have to control yourself. Mental strength is not about silencing every thought. It's about choosing which thoughts to listen to and which ones to let go. It's like standing at the gate of your own mind, deciding what comes in and what must be turned away. Too often we hand over that control. We let doubt march right in. Set up camp and start whispering lies. You're not good enough. You're gonna fail. Nobody believes in you. And the more we listen, the more those lies take root. But strength comes when you say, not today. I decide what I allow in my mind. Think about this. You cannot stop the birds from flying overhead, but you can stop them from building a nest in your hair. In the same way, you can't stop every negative thought from appearing, but you don't have to let it take residence. When your mind begins to spiral, mental strength means pulling yourself back, anchoring yourself in truth, and reminding yourself of who you are. Overthinking thrives on the need for certainty. It tells you, wait until you're 100% sure before you move. But strength comes when you learn to take the next step, even with trembling hands, even when the picture isn't complete. That step might be small, it might be uncertain, but it moves you forward. And every step forward builds more strength than 1,000 hours of sitting still, worrying about the what ifs. Understand this: mental strength isn't about being fearless. It's about learning to feel the fear and keep going anyway. It's about learning to manage your emotions instead of letting your emotions manage you. People think strength is being hard, but real strength is being steady. It's not about never bending. It's about not breaking. It's standing tall even when your knees shake. And let me tell you, you won't build that strength overnight. Just like muscles, your mental strength grows through resistance. Every time you push back against doubt, every time you act despite fear, every time you choose discipline over hesitation, you're training your mind to be strong. And the stronger your mind becomes, the less overthinking has power over you. So, don't wait for your circumstances to calm down. Don't wait for your thoughts to magically clear. Build the strength to move forward in the middle of the noise. Because when you learn to lead your thoughts instead of being led by them, you unlock a freedom and a power that no storm, no fear, and no doubt can ever take away. You don't win the silent battle of overthinking by force. You win it with practice, patience, and perspective. Too many people try to fight their thoughts head on, and they get worn out, drained, and defeated because the more you fight a thought, the louder it gets. The key isn't to silence the noise. The key is to outgrow it. It's about building habits that make your mind stronger, calmer, and more focused day by day. Think about it like this: when a tree is planted, it doesn't stand tall overnight. The roots dig deep, quietly, day after day, unseen, preparing to withstand storms. That's how you must train your mind. Small practices every day: gratitude, reflection, discipline, focus. These are the roots of mental strength. Over time, those roots make you unshakable. No matter what winds of overthinking or doubt try to blow you off course, every person in this room has two voices battling inside. One that pushes you toward courage and clarity, and one that pulls you into fear and hesitation. The question is, which one are you feeding? Because the voice you feed is the one that will grow. When you constantly rehearse your doubts, you give them strength. But when you water your faith,